What is good, guys? Matt from Duality Gaming here, giving you another video, and this one is talking about TitanFall 2 and the fact that it's been teased and slightly revealed. So yeah, TitanFall 2, we knew it was coming, and this video is going to be a bit more of a, a wish list, and kind of just discussing my views and what I just think of the whole thing as a whole. Well, basically, it got revealed the other day. It just showed a bunch of like forestation and a Titan. So, you know, grass confirmed. And it's coming to the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. I don't know about the NX. I have talked about the NX quite a few times. I don't know. We'd have to wait and see about that. Knowing EA's relations with Nintendo, I would highly doubt that any form of an EA game will come to a Nintendo console anytime soon, because EA were bastards and Nintendo weren't exactly the most cooperative people. But if you don't know the whole story, EA were bastards. When are they not? So with Titanfall 2, I know the whole. I never played it, but I know the whole premise with it. It was on Xbox 360, and PC, and it was a multiplayer only game, which I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not a huge fan of these only multiplayer only games. Star Wars Battlefront being a huge example of why should I pay full price for half a game, and the sales reduction in it has definitely shown that people do share my opinion, because it only came out about 6 months ago, or thereabouts, and I've seen it now for £16 in this country. Black Ops 3 is not even that far down, right? That is the same amount I think I paid, or roughly about the same amount as Battlefield 4, right? And that has more content than Battlefront. If you don't think so, you clearly haven't played the right Battlefront. Now, I hope, obviously the first thing I hope is that there is a campaign of some sort, because I remember seeing the game and that gameplay, and it was like, it was an interesting premise, but it wasn't executed right. Where it tried to put a campaign into the multiplayer missions, which was okay, but it just didn't. The multiplayer maps, but it just didn't really work that well. And even if it was kind of a Splatoon kind of campaign, right? And I only use Splatoon because that's the only game I can think of right now, where basically it just teaches you the mechanics of the game and has a kind of a loose story to it. That's fine, because at least then I feel there is some content to it. What I don't like is the fact of, if I don't have an internet connection, why the hell is that? There's no point of playing that game. With Battlefront, even when you wanted to play by yourself, you still need an internet connection. And I really hope EA have learned their lesson from that, and it does not carry over to Titanfall 2. Now, I'm happy it's coming to the PS4. Never know, maybe cross-platform play will happen to it. That would be a very interesting premise. It would obviously build a community, and there are some issues with the whole PC thing, because PC people would actually have an advantage over consoles in terms of their mouse and keyboard. But it would be an interesting premise for it to be cross-platform. Now, obviously, I hope the Titans things, I hope there was more content towards it, because it looks a bit lackluster to me when I played it. Obviously, thank God it's not being developed for the Xbox 360 and the PS3. As much as I love those two consoles, and they are my favourite consoles, they need to start learning. They need to start dying, and basically developers need to stop developing for them, because it spreads the resources, and we have seen it in the past couple of years, and especially with Titanfall 1 that has happened. But Titanfall 2, I'm looking forward to it. Now I'm going to do this because it's kind of a thing that people are going to do. The resolution, I believe, was 792p on the Xbox One. Maybe when we get to Titanfall 2, there's two things that could happen. It could have the Overwatch approach of a dynamic resolution on both consoles, or we'll see the 900p 1080p gap that we have seen for multiple times. But in reality, I don't really care for the resolution, as long as it's 60 frames per second. It's a fun game. It has enough content to last more than, you know, 5 minutes. Star Wars Battlefront, I'm fine. That'll be fine with me, as long as. And I would really like some offline kind of like side missions, almost like Spec Ops, because I know the people that made Modern Warfare 2 are actually on this team. So kind of some Spec Ops missions as well. So the thing is, just playing multiplayer alone is dull, right? And there needs to be variety in the game, which is also a reason why I don't like playing for multiplayer only games. Now, going on from that, release date window, I can't work out honestly, because if it's an EA game, and they're not going to want it to clash with Battlefield 5, right? And if Battlefield 5 comes out in October, which it most likely will, or November, they're not going to want Titanfall anywhere near that. Now, if I had to hazard a guess, it probably would be somewhere in the March, April spring of it. It could, I don't know, come out this year, right? It could be a summer game. It could be a game it's shown at E3, a month later comes out. Because I know for a fact, I believe this was rumoured, but Titanfall 2 has been in development since the Titanfall was like went gold. So I don't know. Obviously, if that was quite a short what's the word? It was quite a short release cycle. Turnaround window between games, which makes me worry about it being only multiplayer only. And I really don't like if Titanfall 2 comes out before Battlefield, and it's multiplayer only, and they haven't revealed anything about Battlefield 5 by that point. I feel that EA is going to start taking an approach of multiplayer only, which I feel, well, I know they will piss off a lot of people, including myself, because multiplayer only is something I would not ever want to pay full price for. I actually discussed this in a video I think a while ago. If like Call of Duty was split up, if they charged you £20 for multiplayer, I would be happy with that. But that's how I see it. Tell me what you think down below. Tell me what you're hoping for in Titanfall. Obviously, I'm hoping for more Titan customization, more guns, just overall more content to build. And obviously, for PlayStation players that don't own an Xbox, any form of Xbox, this will be the first time of them playing that. It'll be an interesting experience. I played Advanced Warfare, so I have a relative idea what it's like, because a lot of people did compare it to that at the time. But tell me what you think down below. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you didn't like it, subscribe to the channel. It really does help me in the research. Check out the Facebook and check out the Instagram for daily updates. And ultimately, guys, as I always say, have a nice day.